easiest stylistic fight. I feel like they all present like their own problems. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Henry is the easiest fight right now. Hear me out.
All right.
I'm gonna paint the picture for you guys. And I'm not trying to disrespect Henry, guys, but I'm gonna paint the picture for you guys.
Just because you say easy doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. It's just exactly. Easiest out of the others.
Easiest out of the three.
Yeah.
Not that Henry Cejudo is an easy fight, but out of the three between Cheeto, Sugar Sean O'Malley, and Henry Cejudo, I'm gonna paint the picture. Sean O'Malley, tall, almost 6 feet tall. Long reach, longer than mine. I'm 71. I think he's like 74. Kicks very well. Fights well going backwards. Has knocked guys out going backwards. Throws a lot of spinning shit, unorthodox stuff. And even when Jan took him down and slammed him on the ground, he landed like a cat with his 2 hands and got right back up. You know what I mean? It's not like he's getting taken down and getting control. It's not like Jan took him down and got to his back and dominated him. So people want to disrespect his grappling, but he also went for an armbar in the fight. And it shows he is actually somewhat cognizant in that position, those positions, like understanding what's going on. And other than that, I think he has tricky combinations where he'll feint something and come back with an overhand, or he'll come back with something different. A lot of misdirections.
Yeah. He always fakes the back and then comes over to the right.
Yes.
Fakes a little backspin.
Yep. So he's tricky.
Yeah.
A lot of things to train for, to look out for in terms of preparing for a fight like that. And then you have...
Sometimes I feel like that's his downfall at the same time. He's a little too flashy. Like, you know, all those motions. It's like, all right, bro, I'm not going to fall for it all the time.
Not all the time, but then you still have to respect it. Because the moment you don't, and he throws that shit, you're like, damn, I thought you was just fucking around. You know? Here's how I win. If I close the distance, I take him down, and in transition, I take his back. I've done that to just about every single person I fought.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheeto Vera. Tall. He's a slow starter. Not the fastest hands. Like O'Malley has fast hands, fast kicks. But Cheeto kicks like a mule. He's got really good jiu-jitsu off of his back. And maybe not from back control, because everyone goes, oh, Jose Aldo held his back. That means you'll be able to get to his back. I'm like, well, I got to get to his back. And just because Jose Aldo got to his back doesn't mean I can get to his back. It just depends on the sequence. Like, if he decides to pull guard, it's a different fight. Frankie Edgar took him down. He was busting up Frankie Edgar from bottom, even though Frankie was still landing some shots. But for the most part, I would say that Cheeto landed some dangerous elbows in those positions off of his back against Frankie Edgar. That's a dangerous matchup right there. He hit a key lock on Brian Kelleher. Kelleher was trying to take him down. He had a key lock on, which is a Kimura lock, guys, if you don't know. Key lock coming around the arm and then lock it on the wrist. And as Kelleher went to take him down, he reversed him to the mat and he stepped over and transitioned to an armbar, submitted Brian Kelleher in the first round. So he has like the ability to understand what's going on in there. And he's long as well. He's almost 6 feet tall himself. I don't know what his exact reach is. The only thing that I have going over him, I would say my hand speed is definitely faster than his. I'm a faster starter than him. I got the wrestling over either him and both O'Malley. What makes him dangerous is those kicks. The front kick that he hit Frankie Edgar with, the head kick that he hit Dominic Cruz with, the hook kick that he hit Rob Font with and wobbled him multiple times with all these crazy kicks that he throws. He kicks like a mule. Same way I throw big kicks, he throws big kicks as well. He's long, he's rangy, he's dangerous. Enter Henry Cejudo now. 5'3", I think. Maybe 5'4". His reach is about 68, 67. It might even be shorter. It might be 65. You can actually pull that up on Topology. So I'll go with that. I'm going to say he's 65. Because Merab is about 67. I'm going to say he's about 65-inch reach. I'm 71-inch reach. I'm 5'7".
64.
64.
Yeah.
He used to fight at flyweight. So he's not the biggest bantamweight. That's more so him not cutting that much weight.
Yeah.
So he can fight at 135 and not have to kill himself the way like I would do to get down to 35. He's coming up. So he's going to be a little bit more better with the conditioning maybe. Maybe I would say because he's smaller. I always say the lighter guys have better condition than the bigger guys. But Henry Cejudo doesn't do a lot of movements when he fights. He fights very like patient. He'll do one thing at a time. Like he'll chop versus like I'm landing a combination and going like spurts like that. He doesn't really fight like that. He conserves his energy well. He can wrestle, but most of his takedowns are inside leg trips, single legs like sit downs, like we call it running the pipe. I don't really see him like taking someone down, lifting them and slamming them. He doesn't do takedowns like that. If I kick him, there's a good chance I could just lift my knee and touch his chin. And people are gonna. And the one thing I will say he has, if I throw a kick, Henry can wait to time it, like he does that karate stand shit. He can wait to time it, and as I go to throw a kick, look to dart in and close the gap quickly. And him being a faster guy, he's like Andrew Schultz was talking about like that dwarf speed. Like, and again, I'm being respectful here. I'm being respectful.
We're gonna quote Andrew Schultz on this one.
Yeah, I'm using Andrew Schultz's words. You know, like he talked about dwarf speed, like being able to do things just really quickly.
Yeah.
So if I throw a kick and I'm on one foot, I'm not as mobile because I'm on one foot. That's just common sense. So he'll be able to plant and dart in with the dwarf speed and get to me, close that gap. Now,
the dwarf speed.
So what I'm saying is, I think he has the least amount of things going for him in terms of tools. Not saying he can't win because it's a fight. Yeah. He can land something crazy in the early goings of the fight, but he has to get through a lot of tools, elbows, my knees, my front kicks, my jabs. Just as long as I keep rangy, and every time he steps in, touch, he steps in, smash an elbow. Touch, he steps in, clinch him up. If I get double underhooks on him, I can legit pick him up off the floor, bro. Mm-hmm. Like this. Like, where's he going to go? You know what I mean? I'm going to swing him around like this, dangle his feet like this. Come here. I'm like, come here, little nigga.
He looks like a little tree stump, though. He's a
little bit of a fire hydrant. And again, when he gets in shape, he's a tank. And I give him respect where it's due. Like I said, it's a tough fight. But I think stylistically, like, he gets the wrestling. Okay, he has the wrestling advantage on paper. If it was a wrestling match, they say he would win. Yeah. Even though I don't think so. Mm-hmm. If it's freestyle, okay, maybe I'll give him the freestyle. But I don't even see how he win. He's just so much smaller than me. I'm like, dude, what is your path to victory in beating me in a freestyle match? Like, you take a shot, I can step around and cut the corner on you and expose your back for points. Like, people think my wrestling is not up to par with these guys just because they got a gold medal. I'm like, okay, cool, bro. Cool. Mm-hmm. I've wrestled with a lot of high-level guys, and I probably wrestle more competitively now than you do. But that's another story. But the jiu-jitsu department, what does Henry Cejudo do in jiu-jitsu? Like, that's a big threat. Like, Volkanovski, Brian Ortega. The two turning points in that fight where he could have closed the show, the guillotine and the triangle choke. Mm-hmm. Now, can Henry get to that position with me where he can lay in my guard and just hang out? I don't think so. I'm going to be throwing up elbows. I'm going to be framing, creating space. What's he going to do? Posture up and throw punches with his 64-inch reach? You know, I'm going to stiff arm him. It's going to be very difficult for him to hit me. He could punch me to the body. Like, these are all things that I know that he can do because I'm smart where I analyze, like, where can he actually hurt me? Yeah. If he takes me down and I frame and I create space and I get a knee shield and I push my hands out, he starts throwing punches and I'm on his shoulders and controlling his wrist. Where is that punch? That punch is like dangling in front of my face like this. He can go to my body.
When the bully holds your head and you swing like this.
And again, it's not trying to like be disrespectful about it, but I'm visualizing this. I'm just like, I just don't see how you win, like, other than catching me and knocking me out. Mm-hmm. So why don't you just take the fight then? Because if I beat him, oh my God, you beat a guy who came off the couch. No respect again. Mm-hmm. And then if I lose to him, it's, oh, Henry beat a guy who's not that good. He's the luckiest champ anyway. And it's just like, there's no winning. There's no winning other than just winning and just saying, suck it, I won. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's how I lay that up. And again, if I got the takedown on Henry and I get to the back control, I don't know what he thinks his wrestling is going to be able to do once I lock my hands like this. Mm-hmm. What are you going to go 2-on-1? You know how many guys do a 2-on-1? Like, what is your 2-on-1 different? Going two hands to one wrist. So this is a 2-on-1 escape. We go two fingers. We go thumb inside. We break the grip of one hand. We separate the grip by going on one hand, 2-on-1. Push it down, create space, and then we cut away. Henry goes 2-on-1. You think his 2-1, is he like Hercules? Is he going to be stronger than having the leverage of O'Malley, having the leverage of Cheeto, who are so much longer? They can push and get the gravity plus leverage and the size advantage. So they're going to have the weight, they're going to have gravity, they're going to have the height. But what's Henry going to have in terms of that position? I'm just like, I don't know what people are seeing. They don't just.
He looks strong. He looks strong, and he's not cutting that much weight, so he might have the strength. He might have the strength. I don't know.
I say he's explosive.
Okay.
But to say he has the strength, that part for me, I'm like, well, I just don't know how he would have the strength over. Like, is he squatting 400 pounds? Like, I'm going with 45ers and 55ers. Is he stronger than these guys? So this is how I'm rationalizing in my head. I'm like, I don't mind taking a fight with Henry. I just want to make sure that I'm going to be taken care of. Yeah. The UFC and I spoke, not recently since the fight. We spoke before, and then after the fight, I said to Hunter, I was like, like hopefully we can honor our deal that we talked about. And he's like said, like, yeah, you have my word. A deal's a deal. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate that. So if it's Henry Cejudo, I really don't give a shit. Yeah. Like if I'm gonna risk losing, give me the guy that I can make the most money with. That's all I'm asking for. Yeah. I think it's O'Malley, but if they think if it's Henry, then give me Henry. I still think I match up well with him. Yeah. And I just laid it all out. Like Henry needs to figure out how to beat me and how to do that with a guy who can change and adapt during the middle of the fight the same way he can. Henry's got a competitive mindset. He knows how to adapt. I know how to adapt as well. I think it was going to be a very good fight. But I think any one of those guys would be a fun fight. But I think those other two guys are more dangerous where there's a factor where they can end the fight like that. Mm-hmm. Where Henry, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just have a hard time seeing it.